If in your mind's eye you think that you are doing the circles the size of a 20-cent piece, that's all you need to say, because we always do it bigger than that anyway. And go the other way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Bend the leg in and lower it back to the floor. We're going to slide that foot forward a bit so it's 90 degrees of flexion. Place it on the floor and give it a little pat, because we should feel that those glutes are working quite strongly there. And bring that leg back to the stacked position. Roll yourself onto your back. Pick up that leg you just worked and place that right ankle on the top of your left knee. Press your tailbone and sacrum to the floor, and I'm hoping you're feeling the stretch in the glutes that you just worked. And I want you to rotate your lower body over to the left, still keeping that right ankle on top of the left knee. And press your tailbone towards the back of your right knee. And you would be hoping to experience a stretch in your tensor fascia lata, TFL, one of the very tight hip rotators of the front. It's often, and it's also a hip flexor, but it often is overused in hip abduction. Now you can close that leg in, and with your left hand pull your right knee towards you, and you'll feel a lovely stretch in your glutes and potentially in your piriformis. Breathing, opening the ribs, expanding. Release that stretch and stack that right leg back on top of the left, rolling it back onto your left side and using your right hand to push you up to sitting for our side bend. So we've done a little bit of arm work earlier in class, we've done some pelvic stabilization, so we're ready for the full side bend. So move yourself to a little bit further up the mat, because we need to be able to have the space to straighten our legs out. We can do this in a number of ways. You can do it with your left hand up like I have it now. If you've got any issues or it's a bit painful in your wrist, you can do it down on your forearm. But if you're doing in this position, make sure your fingers are reaching forward to the front of the mat and that you're remaining lifted through the left armpit. So whether you're in position 2 or position 1, this underneath side where you can activate your serratus and your lats needs to be working for you. If you're doing position number 1, your fingers are facing towards the end of the mat. The full position is the most traditional way to do this, is with your feet stacked. If this challenges your balance a little bit, you put the top foot slightly forward. Because all we're doing here is working in the most narrow base of support. When we put it in front, we've actually broadened the base of support, so it's a little bit more secure. So why don't we all try the hardest version first, and then you can break it down. So to start with, you know, those of you who've worked with me before, I'm very partial to mythical creatures of the sea, mermaids. Now I know in today's class before me there are no mermen except for the cameraman. So if you are a merman or a mermaid, you've got arms that can do this. So fluid, anticipatory for the beautiful side bend that will follow. We're going to do 2 more. This is the second last one. And after the last one, we go down as we exhale. We're going to push our body up on the inhale to our side bend. So my top arm and my bottom arm are in one line. My left hip and right hip are in one line. Now I'm going to exhale and bend my knees, my hips, get my bottom down and my arm down and look at my hips. Try again. And inhale, up, looking ahead, pushing up through that left arm to activate serratus and lats. Bend the knees and the hips, touch down the ribs and down. Now I'm inviting you to try one with the base of the support broadened and see if it actually makes it a little different, a little easier for you. And inhale up, push up, 2 bases of support. So you can push yourself up a bit higher. And then exhale, come down, knees, hips, bottom. Last one. Inhale up, push up. Now we're going to take it into an extension. So reach your right arm up overhead. Rotate your torso underneath so your right hand reaches in the space between the arms. Then unrotate back to the side, lifting up your right ribs to the ceiling. They're pushed up by the left ribs. And then exhale, coming down and sit. Let's do one more of those, the full side bend. Inhale up. Use your feet, use your abs, use your ribs. And inhale, arm overhead, rotate, lift those posterior ribs to the ceiling, back to the side, and exhale, going down. Whoa, a lot of beautiful mermaids. Now we're going to do a little wrist exercise here just before we go to the other side. So, introducing stop signs and fists. This is a down fist. No, it's not a fist. Down stop sign. And this is an up stop sign. To get from one stop sign to the other, we're going to use our pinky. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fist, rotate around and down stop sign. Then pinkies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, around, top stop sign. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fists, rotate for down stop sign. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. A little bit of a shake. I want you to come up to a high kneel and we're going to shake and rock and roll to the other side. Down you go, around to the other side so that your right side is down on the mat. I did a full 360 just so I can face the camera again. So you're going to have your right side down onto the mat. Whichever side you had before is now the side that's up. So lying down for your clams, you've got to work up to this side bend on this side. So we're laying down onto our bicep and you can have your hand on your hip. I recommend to start with that you put your left hand on your left hip and push it away so that you can ensure you have that little mouse hole between your waist and the floor so that you're not touching into a sagged pelvis. So lengthen it, your sits bones reaching down towards your feet. Inhale and exhale, press the top foot down and rotate the leg up and up for your clams. And inhale, lower to the floor. Exhale, reach and open. Inhale and lower. Exhale, reach and open. It's beautiful work, guys. The pelvis is staying really still. It is quite a challenge in side lie work to do this. And lower. This will be our last one. If you want to challenge a bit more by placing your hand up tall, do it there. Now lift up that top leg. Internally rotate it so it's parallel, just a parallel. Extend the leg long. Dorsiflex by flexing at the ankle, reach it a bit longer. Inhale, exhale, raise it up a little higher. Point the toe into plantar flexion and inhale, lower. Exhale, flex and reach. Inhale, point and lower. Let's have dynamic fingers of the left hand, push them up high. Yes, then I saw some compression. Leave your shoulders. The more you can reach the arm up, the more your serratus anterior can work, and it doesn't just allow gravity to slip your left shoulder blade to compress down towards the spine. In that case, your rhomboids are overworking. Point and lower, flex, reach, point, lower. Now we're going to do 5 circles in one direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press that lower leg into the floor for stability. And now we go for the other direction. 1. Reach the fingers to the ceiling. And 3. Draw your abdominals to your spine. Check that you're not tensing in the jaw or the neck. Last one. Reach the leg long, lower it down and place it on top of the other. Lower your arm to the floor, and now you're going to roll onto your back, and you will place your left ankle on top of your right knee. You can push it away a little bit if you want to feel a little bit more of a stretch. Some of you might like to lift up the lower leg, and you still must make sure that your sacrum is neutral to the floor. And still get a stretch with the foot down. It just depends on your particular body. Usually hold a stretch for 15 to 20 seconds. If it doesn't let go, you might want to hold it for up to 30 seconds. Now you're going to rotate the lower part of your body across to the right, placing that right foot, just the ball of your foot down onto the floor, and pushing your left knee away from you so that you're opening up the front hip. So those of you that are here in the room, can you please send me your left knee? Send it this way, that's it. And then tuck your tail under, lengthen the knee away. Let me see those ribs move, nice big stretch right through the ribs. Then you pick up your right hand and reach it for your left knee. Bring your left knee towards you. And if you've been working your glutes strongly, you should feel this. Is that a yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Feeling it in here. Good job. And it's quite a deep stretch. We don't often get into this position. Press your tailbone away, almost like a posterior tilt, but keep your left foot on the floor. So hug it towards you. Once you get to up to 10 to 15 seconds, you find that you can pull your knee a little closer as the glutes let go. Two more breaths. And then roll onto your right side, bringing your knees together. Use your left hand to bring you up into your side bend position. Let's see if we can remember all the rules for going into the side bend. We will start with our mythical sea creature dance. So mermaids and mermen. We are placing one foot stacked on top of the other. And I like to say that when you start, you're actually a right angled triangle. So the space between your arm and your torso is like a right angled triangle. When you go up into your side bend, you will actually go up to a right angled triangle. So why don't we all try that actually? Not doing the full exercise, but see how I am at a right angle. Not a right angle, that's my equilateral triangle. When I lift up, my body goes towards my arm, so I'm in a right angle triangle. And my arm, that's my stable side, actually goes from an angle to my body coming up over it. And that's the only way to perform this exercise so that it doesn't become too much of a load for your wrists. People do say it hurts the wrists. It should be the muscles underneath here that are supporting you. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. That's looking really good. So now we're going to do the full side bend with the top foot stacked on top of the bottom. We're going to do 3 with full stack, 2 with the stack in front, and as we then come down, we'll go into the full one with rotation. So breathing in, breathing out. We do 3 of these, and in and out, in. After this one, the next in, we're going to go up and inhale up. Reach those left fingers to the ceiling. Activate the ribs and the lats on the underneath right side. Exhale, bend the knees and the hips. Get your bottom down and look down at your feet. Inhale, up we go. We're at a right angled triangle. Exhale, come down, back to your equilateral triangle, looking down at your feet. Inhale, coming up. Lift up those underneath ribs. Get them to support you. Push, you squeeze your legs together. Use your glutes. Will help your stability. Exhale, come down, hand down. Now placing that top foot in front for a little bit more stability and support. And inhale, up we go. Push your feet into the floor, reach your fingertips to the ceiling, draw your ribs to your hips and draw your abdominals in, and exhale, come back down. Looking at your feet. Inhale, going up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, going up. We stay there. Reach the fingers up, take them overhead, and then rotate around, bringing that left arm to reach behind the right. You can stick your bottom in the air if you want to go into a hinge. Then you under-rotate back to the side and exhale, going down. Let's do one more of the super duper. And inhale up, hand overhead, and rotate around. Back to the side as a big breath in happens, and exhale, going down. Good job. Now let's come into a cross-legged sit. Reach your hands forward. Reach, reach, reach. Head down between your biceps. Pushing your knees out to the side and uncurl vertebra by vertebra. We're going to come up and go onto our knees to transition onto our front into a prone position. So if you do need to have a little drink of water, suggest you have a little break to have a little drink. And we're going to crawl our hands forward, come up onto your knees, bring yourself into a 4-point kneeling position. I'm going to check that we haven't got any tension in our shoulders, so we're going to use this as an opportunity to go into a thread the needle stretch. So we're going to keep our right hand on the floor and take the left arm out to the side. Sorry, I didn't mirror. So put your, you want me to mirror you? Or does it matter? No, I'll do that. I forgot I'm mirroring, sometimes I forget. Okay, so everyone is going to have their right hand on the floor, left arm out to the side, bending the left arm, bend the right arm and thread that left arm under the right, but don't let yourself hinge back. Make sure that your thighs stay perpendicular to the mat and you draw your abdominals to your spine. Breathe into those ribs. Let your head and shoulders relax on the floor. Inhale, exhale, push up. Taking that left arm out to the side. Push up through your right arm to create space to get the left one down. And inhale, exhale, take out the right arm, push up through your left hand, bend the right side and reach down. Keep those thighs perpendicular, reach down, lift up through your ribs. Nice work. Come on, let me see the crowns of your head come towards me. Coming up out of that and sitting back onto your heels, interlace your hands behind your back and arch. And as we talked about in our first weekend, when we do this, we want to have it so that the 7th cervical vertebra is reaching to the ceiling. So don't let me see you close off in your neck. See that C7 reaches to the ceiling as my sternum lifts forward. So I'm still trying to look out to the wall in front of me. And that is the best way to get strength in these neck flexors. So reaching the hands behind you, the last of your neck vertebra is reaching to the ceiling, and I'm trying to keep my eyes on the wall in front as I lift my sternum, and then coming up. And it is a sure way to get these muscles to strengthen rather than being weak and tightened, and these guys doing all of the work. We're feeling okay? We're going to go into our prone work now. So we're here on our bottom. We're going to slinky down to the floor. Now I'll demonstrate a slinky. We reach forward to stretch out the lats. Reach, reach, reach. My bottom starts to come off the floor. And then I come forward, tuck my tail under, and I'm on the floor. So practicing slinky. Slinky is reach, 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 reach. Bottom up, elbows bend. Forward, keep your tail, your abdominals active. Tail comes between your legs, pelvis goes down, elbows by your side, and down. Then you lead back, lifting up through the shoulders and the neck like you're a kitten that's being lifted up. Then when your arms are straight, you're seeing your sits bones back. So we're going to do a couple more of these. I'll do it from the side so you can see. And I want everyone to just give me the thumbs up. Does it actually feel nice, or does it feel, if it hurts you back, you need to be working in the abs? Is it okay? Good, good, good. So here we go. Slinky your life into a prone position. So curl and reach. Reach, 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 reach. Bottom comes up. Forearms looking up like a cheeky monkey. What can I see? Then I get my arms straight, tuck my tail under, look at my navel, pelvis down, elbows down, in position. And I want you to come up onto your fists for an exercise called one leg kick. There's a couple of rules when we do these prone exercises. One is, if your abdominals are not striving to protect your pelvis and your spine enough, you are going to feel it in your back. So this activity in the elbows is really important. You're actually pushing your forearms forward. You can have your palms this way, or you can make fists. I find in the beginning it can help to do fists because it feels stronger, and it depends on what your wrists feel like doing. But your elbows must be underneath your shoulders. From this position, tuck your tail under and press your pubic bone into the mat. And actually I forgot to say, probably try and start with your legs a little closer together because you want to feel your adductors coming towards you. Opening through the chest, C7 is reaching to the ceiling, and we're going to push with the forearms as we flex the right leg. And we do 2 bounce kicks, trying to get my heel to my buttock. In, extend that leg long, and it does come off the floor. I keep it on the floor, off the floor, as I flex my left leg, and I go in, extend. So we'll do a set of these and then we'll break it down. So we're going to go in, extend, in, extend. In, open collarbones, lift the abdominals off the floor. In, extend, try the fist. Push, extend. Push, extend. Push, extend. Lower down to the floor. Hands underneath your forehead. And give me 3 of your best diamond press. A diamond press is an extension of your thoracic spine. It is not an extension of your cervical spine. If you're not able to lie on your front because you're pregnant or it hurts your back in some way, you can get a bolster or a stool and you can form your fists in this position and you will keep your knees on the floor and you will go bounce, bounce, extend, in. Bounce, bounce, extend, in. So try that for me, Amanda, see how it goes. Yep, she's up there, she's got it. Good girl. I'm hoping that diamond presses become one of your favorite exercises. Just keeping the neck relaxed, working into the triceps here and a little bit into your lats. And I am going to demonstrate the one leg kick from the side again. And I want to see if you can tell me what it is we're trying to look out for. Do it from the side, go this way. I want the legs to be parallel to each other. So it's very challenging to get the adductors, the inner thighs to work. And what you will see with clients is instead of having the toe in line with the knee like that, it will do that. What is it that it's done?
Rotated.
Yeah, externally rotated. So people have really tight abductors, which is very common. They're short in their ITB, so all the way up here. So they pull out to the side, and then they will tell you that this exercise hurts their knee. See, I'm in a little bit of external rotation. If I think, pull my adductors in, and I almost feel like I'm going knock-kneed. But that's what you have to do to really engage the adductors. This is a great stretch to do before we go into the full one leg kick. So we're all going to lie down and do this stretch. You can do it kneeling up against a wall. I'll show you that in a moment. You're going to put your left hand onto the mat and turn your head to the right. So your left cheek is on the back of your left hand. Take your right hand to pick up your right foot. And this is a beautiful neural stretch that allows you to co-compress the areas I'm going to speak about. So your elbow must go to the ceiling. Your right hip must press to the floor. At the same time, your right heel must be pressing to your butt. So 3 things happening at once. Right ASIS to the floor, right heel to the butt, right elbow to the ceiling. Co-compress for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do not let your knees come apart and slowly release. If you don't be very vigilant about the knee and in line and the hip staying to the floor, people will just lift their pelvis off the floor and their hip flexors are doing the job. And that happens all the time anyway. If you're doing this against the wall because you cannot put your feet, you can't lay down on your stomach, you come next to the wall and you put your knee quite close, and I've put a pillow or a stool next to you, or if you've got good balance you don't need it, and standing up like this, and I'm tucking my tail under and leaning back. Try it on that leg. So don't recommend doing it on bare floorboards. So you can see if I lean back, I'm actually getting a really nice stretch through the front of my hip. So there's an alternative to lying down on your stomach. Let's go to the other leg because you will feel it was pretty intense, right? So we're going to have our left leg held by the hand. Now there will be some people you work with, they can't even reach their leg. So you can get a bit of TheraBand to assist them or use your own hands on. So your right cheek is on the back of your right hand. Your left elbow is going to the ceiling. Your left hip is pressing down into the floor. Your left heel is towards your buttock and your left elbow to the ceiling. We'll hold this for 10. So co-compress for 10, 9, 8. Press the left ASIS to the floor, press it in, heel to buttock, hip to floor, elbow to ceiling. 3, 2, 1. And release. And lower down. And you will now be feeling a little bit more blood flow to the area. We're going to do another set of one leg kick and see if it's easier to keep our foot in line with our knee. So in this position, fists or palms. I personally prefer to use fists. It actually helps me engage more through my shoulder stabilizers. So lifting up through, so we've done our diamond press to prepare, give us a bit more extension this time. We're going to lift our left leg first. So it's 2 pulse kicks on the inhale. Inhale, extend, leave the leg off the floor. Inhale, extend, lift the abdominals off the floor, press your pubic bone to the floor. In, extend, open the collarbone, shoulder blades down. Last set of left leg, last set right leg. Hands down, legs down, and put your hands by your armpits, lift yourself up, and back to a nice little child's pose. So tuck your tails under, really give you that nice stretch. And so that you can get your belly closer to the floor or not inhibit any baby growths, tuck your tail